Nobody doubted him because he was weak. They doubted him because he never stopped proving himself. Every time, every single time, he explained, he justified, he defended, and every time, they believed him a little less. There was once a fox named Rael, the smartest animal in the entire forest. He could solve any problem. He could find water in a drought. He could predict the rain before the clouds arrived. But Rael had one habit that followed him everywhere. Like a shadow he could never escape. He always explained himself. When he was late to the river, he explained why. When he chose the wrong path, he explained why. When he made a decision, any decision, he made sure every animal in the forest understood his reason. Rael believed this was wisdom. If they understand me, he thought, they will trust me. One morning, the elder owl called all the animals together. "We need a leader," the owl said, "to guide us through the dry season." Every animal looked at Rael. He was the obvious choice. But before the owl could even ask, Rael began to speak. He explained why he was qualified. He listed every problem he had ever solved. He described every decision he had ever made and why it was correct. He spoke for a long time. When he finally finished, the forest was quiet. And then, slowly, the rabbit whispered to the deer, "If he is so confident, why does he keep explaining?" The deer said nothing, but she nodded. That day, the animals chose someone else, not because Rael was wrong, but because his words had planted a seed of doubt that was never there before. Rael walked home alone that evening. He sat beside the river and watched his reflection in the water. He had explained everything, every single thing, and still, they hadn't chosen him. He thought about his whole life, every argument he had won with words, every misunderstanding he had corrected with long explanations, every mistake he had defended, until the other animal finally, tiredly, agreed. And then, quietly like a stone dropping into still water, the truth reached him. They didn't trust me more because I explained. They trusted me less because the animals who truly knew what they were doing never needed to convince anyone. The river that is deep doesn't make noise. Only the shallow water rushes and splashes against every stone. The next morning was different. When the deer asked Rael why he had gone to the north side of the forest yesterday, he paused, and then he simply said, "I had a reason." The deer waited for more. Rael smiled and said nothing else. He walked away. The deer stood there thinking, "What does he know that I don't?" When the rabbit questioned his decision at the river crossing, Rael did not defend himself. He crossed. He was right. The water was safe. The rabbit watched in silence. Day by day, something changed in the forest. The animals stopped questioning Rael, not because he had proven himself with words, but because his silence felt like certainty. His calm felt like confidence. His stillness felt like someone who already knew and needed no one's permission to know it. Weeks passed. When the dry season finally came, it was Rael who guided the animals to water, not because he explained the route, but because he simply walked it, and they followed. That evening, the elder owl sat beside him. "You have changed," the owl said. Rael looked at the sky. "I stopped explaining myself," he said quietly, "and somehow, I became someone worth believing in." Here is what the forest taught Rael, and what life is trying to teach you. When you constantly explain yourself, you are asking for permission to be right. When you stop, you claim it. Your silence is not weakness. Your calm is not coldness. It is the language of someone who no longer needs the world's approval to trust themselves. The river that is deep makes no noise. Be the deep river.